Spooky Snacks was the first project I worked on when I first started my work at college. This is also the first time I've had to use Blender to create a product for a topic which I didn't choose myself, which pushed me at the time. My task for this project was to create a healthy snack that is Halloween themed for the company called Spooky Snacks. I created an advertisement poster for the box that would contain these spooky snacks. I did most of this work within Blender with a combination of Photoshop to add visual effects on top. When talking about what I think went well in this project, what comes to mind is the actual design of the product. When designing the candy itself, I did a lot of research on how to create a tasty but still healthy snack for the younger age group that still looked visually interesting and fit the Halloween theme. When gathering feedback, not only did I ask my peers, I also asked for it from my younger sisters, who are in the age group of my target demographic. This helped me make sure that my design actually worked with my target audience. The snack design consisted of two very commonly liked foods, that being chocolate and strawberries. I know that not every child would enjoy this combination, but despite that I still believe that this would be the best choice for most of my audience compared to other options. While I do believe the final render looked good for my first project, I believe there was a lot of room for improvement when it comes to the scene within Blender. To be specific, the background and the materials. The background of a poster is a still image I found of a dark night which I blurred and placed behind the final render. This looked good enough, however, due to this being edited outside of the scene itself, the lighting within Blender did not make much sense. What I could have done to improve this poster is I could have used a HDRI within Blender, which would add a sky within the project itself and would light the box correctly, making the scene look a lot more natural. I didn't know that this was an option at the time, but I found out later on. What I mean by the materials could have been improved is the actual texture of the box and the ground. The way I did this at the time was to import a seamless image of the ground into Blender, and that was it. This made it so that the ground was perfectly smooth, unlike real terrain, and you could see when it was looped. What I could have done to make the floor look better is to create my own material with a bump map or displacement, which would add indents into the floor and make it more uneven, like real ground. This being a material within Blender instead of a PNG image texture would also allow me to infinitely loop the pattern without clearly showing where the loop starts. I'm extremely happy with the result, and I was extremely surprised at the time with what I was able to deliver with how little experience I had. Thank you for watching.